الاقتصاديات الكبرى حول الطاقة وتغير المناخ بحضور الرئيس
By the attendance
الأمريكي جو
of the US
بايدن
President Joe Biden and the UN General Secretary Antonio Guterres and Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, and Canadian Prime Minister, and the EU Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, and as a number of the world leaders. President Abdel Fattah Sisi said his speech during the summit. Your Excellency, President Joseph Biden, President of the United States of America, Your Excellencies, leaders and government President and government leaders, I would like to extend my thanks to Joseph Biden, the US President, for his initiative to call on me for such a very important summit for the major economies on climate and energy that had gained in a very increase in importance. And this framework, with the closure of the convening of the COP27 in Egypt, and its representative was a great chance to reiterate our commitment towards the climate change and the adaptation of its impact, negative impact, as well as the political leaders of all parties. Egypt realizes the magnitude of its responsibility as a president of the conference, and the whole is looking forward for a tangible results that contribute to positive results to be moved in the face of the actual execution of all levels is to reach into the Paris Agreement, on top of which the goal of the 1.5 degrees Celsius. Based on such a responsibility, allow me to share you some very important point. First, Egypt is continuing to spend efforts to urge all the parties to raise the ambitions of their environment and climate work during the NDCs. As an execution of Paris Agreement, its long-term strategy to reduce the emissions and to deal with its negative impact of the climate change. From its side, Egypt has recently launched the National Strategy for the Climate Change of 2050 and doing the final touch of its NDCs that would include the sustainable goals of main sectors to reflect the efforts that made by Egypt to achieve the fair transformation of the green economy and the renewable energy, to allow it to be a hub of energy in its region. Such contributions will lay out its responsibilities to spare its people of the negative impact of the climate change and building capacity for burden and the adaptation in light of successive world crisis affects the prices of energy and food. Secondly, despite the role of government to confront the climate change, but the challenge is overcomes its ability to go alone. Therefore, Egypt will do during its presidentship to convene all voices and to include all orientations and the vision to establish real partnerships among government and other parties, from financing organizations and civil society, as well as the international community, as well as working with the agreement to confront the climate change and to launch new aggressive initiatives to be a pillar of the governmental work. In this framework, allow me to seize this opportunity to announce the inclusion of Egypt to the World Convention of Methane for the past related to gas and petrol, that through which Egypt will pursue to foster its effort to reduce the emissions of the natural gas of methane. With the cooperation of the international partners in this sector. Thirdly, our capability as an international community to go collectively towards execute our commitments and conventions according to the Paris Agreement, provided to guarantee the trust among us, to be incentives and supportive for more constructive work to confront the climate change. Therefore, it is necessary that all parties of developing countries, in particular in the African Horn, feel that their priorities are fulfilled and taken into consideration, and their responsibilities should be shouldered accordingly. Regarding the proper financing, the success of COP29 to come up with hopeful outcomes by the multi-parties is linked largely with the magnitude of the feeling of developing country and African countries regarding their positions of the world, and by the scale of the taken steps as well as the conventions being shoulders related to the climate change and support the effort of adaptation and dealing with casualties affected. Therefore, as to contribute in this trust, it pleases me to announce the American-Egyptian partnership that would include a number of convened events and proceedings throughout this year, reaching to the launch a new initiative of tangible results to support the effort of adaptations in Africa during the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh. To conclude, I look forward to receive you in Sharm el-Sheikh to keep working and to execute our promises and to fulfill the aspirations of our peoples who are waiting and longing for more effort and work to guarantee a better future for